Stay cool this summer with Premier's discounts starting at $1,000 on higher efficiency units. Save now. Log on to premiershere.com or call 478-300-2633 and stay cool this summer with Premier discounts starting at $1,000 on higher efficiency units. Restrictions may apply, cannot be combined with other offer. Offer expires 6/30/26.
Welcome everybody. I'm glad to have with me today my dear friend Brian Mallette. I always love being out here at the recreation department, and when you drive in, Brian, every day, it's got to make you feel good, don't it?
Yes, sir. Again, you know, we always talk about how blessed we are in Dublin Lawrence County. Very blessed to have what we do in this county, and you know, with the leaders and everything in the county and the city, we're very grateful.
And we're talking in June. We always do features on celebrating fathers, and speaking of all that, our forefathers had a vision, and you know, we had good recreation, had the city had its own thing, county had its own thing, but we all come together like a community ought to be. And our forefathers, and some of them being Mr. Louis Curry and other people, had a vision, and this vision is still evolving, isn't it?
It is crazy to think. You know, every time I see Mr. Louis, I thank him. He is a major reason this park is here, and the reason it is what it is today. You know, so just that vision, it's hard for me to even think how many years ago, that was 20-something years ago, that these guys looked at this and said, hey, this is what this can be, and this is what we can do in our county. So, yeah, very thankful for those guys.
There's no doubt about it. Mr. Louis is not only that, just his footprint is all over this community, and this is a major one there. So, talking about celebrating fathers, I mentioned to you off camera, we're going to have Jack Walker and Mr. Bob Walker tomorrow. Talking about movers and shakers now. I don't think Jack ever lets grass grow under his feet, does he?
No, sir. Jack's my chairman for my board, and he is truly one of my favorite people, somebody I look up to. He is a phenomenal guy. And you know, Mr. Bob is, that speaks for itself. Mr. Amen. Bob is as sharp as a tack, and he's what, 80-something years old?
Yeah.
And, you know, in his mid-80s, I believe, and he is sharp, and yeah, they go. They don't slow down, they don't stop. So, but Jack Walker is, I can't tell you how much I appreciate him and everything he does for me.
Absolutely. Both gentlemen and scholars, no doubt. My brother says, every time me and Mr. Bob talk a lot, he said, James, you never tell him no. I said, yeah, because when he calls me, he's going to project that's good for the community. So I'm going to jump on the bandwagon, and I can say the same about him. When I call him, he drops everything, and he's going to help me. I don't care what it is. So, but I just love him to death, and that's why I brought it up. I know you do too.
Yes, sir.
Just great friends, not of ours, just of ours, but of the community. Now, speaking of fathers, Mr. Ronnie Mallette, your father.
Yes, sir.
You were blessed, we were blessed to be born into a family like we were. Tell me what your dad means to you.
Oh, man. He means the world to me. You know, I think sometimes we take for granted that people in our life. You know, my dad's always been there for me. My dad's always been the person that I can go talk to. And he's always been supportive. I don't know of a time that he's told me, you know, he just listens. And sometimes you need that in life. You need somebody that just listens, and not always giving you, oh, you don't need to do this or you don't need to do that. But he is. I always cut up with him. He missed his calling. He should have been a Walmart greeter, because my mom used to tell me he used to be really shy, and I did too. And now the older I get, the less shy I am for sure. But my dad, most definitely, she cuts up with him all the time about going to Walmart, and she'll lose him. He'll be down some aisle talking to somebody that, he doesn't meet a stranger now, and just always smiling.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And that wisdom, I don't know if you went through it, but I know my high school years, I didn't want to hear nothing my dad had to say. I didn't think he knew a whole lot. But I remember I was about 27 years old when the light came on, and it was like, oh my gosh, James, you have missed so many opportunities. And since then, he's 89 now. Now I talk to him about everything.
Yes.
And we can learn a lot from our elders, can't we?
Man, most definitely. Especially the way the world's changing today, and how simple my parents, my dad keeps it. Most definitely my dad. I'm not saying that my mom's difficult,
right,
but more difficult than my dad, most definitely. But, how simple my dad can keep things, and how, he just makes everything work, and very grateful.
And you and your wife have 3 boys.
Yes, sir.
And how do you juggle? Because you work a lot. I watched you, of course, Caleb, one of my grandsons, plays at East Lawrence.
Yes, sir.
And they were playing West Lawrence. Of course, your son playing for West Lawrence Middle School. And I saw you at the last minute racing up. You sit outside the fence at center field, had a little chair or wooden case. I don't know what you were sitting on, but you sit down out there watching your son play. The minute the game's over, you jump in your truck and take off. And I thought then, I said, man, he has to juggle a lot. How do you do that? How do you juggle all these things, being a good dad, trying to run this unbelievable recreation center out here? How do you do all that?
Well, I have a very good wife.
Amen.
So how do I do it? It's pretty simple for me because my wife does so much. She is really the rock. I'm not even close to everything that she has to deal with. My oldest son is 14, about to be 15 in a few days. My middle child, and they're all 3 different. My middle child, Aiden, he's more like me. He's just laid back a little bit, and he's not into the sports like my oldest son is, which is fine, but he has things that he enjoys. And then my youngest child is Liam, and he has Down syndrome, and he kind of makes you look at everything in a whole different perspective, as far as, when you think things are not as bad as you think, because you can look at him and he's always got a smile on his face, and he's always in a good mood. So you just kind of gravitate to him. But all 3 of my kids are different, and I'm grateful that they're all different and they all have different things. And but most definitely, my wife is what keeps us. I work a lot of hours, and I have basically 2 jobs to a degree, but I enjoy what I get to do. I love what I get to do. I get to be around kids. I get to be around young men and women, and we're blessed again.
Amen. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back right after this.
Hi, I'm Greg at Shamrock Honda Kawasaki, and riding season's in full swing. If you're interested in a sport bike, I've got 2 great options for you right here. I got the 2026 Honda CBR 600R and the Kawasaki ZX6. So come see us at Shamrock Honda Kawasaki here in East Dublin, 106 Savannah Avenue, 478-272-4563.
Welcome back, everybody. Continue my conversation with Brian Mallette. He is, if you've just moved to town, he's the executive director of the Dublin Orange County Recreation Authority. And that's a whole pile of hats. If we had hats in here for each job you do, I heard Kay on the phone with you this morning. You're already working in the truck, trying to juggle things, return calls, put out fires, which is a daily occurrence probably. How has, we talked about your dad a while ago, when you had that first grandchild, how did it change his life?
Oh, man. So my brother and them, I have an older brother and a younger sister, so my brothers, that would have been, Juliana is my niece, and that was the first grandbaby. And for us, it was, I guess my parents were younger when they had all of us, and so they're, my dad's in his 70s now, and mid 70s, and man, it just, time flies.
Yeah.
I mean, you really don't think about it, and I really try not to think about not having my parents in my life, but, because I don't like to think about negative things, and I don't like to think about things that are going to be gone in my life, but I just try to make sure that I can spend as much time with them as I can. Again, they live across the road from us, which is a blessing. What my parents have done for me and my wife and kids, I mean, there's not enough time today to tell you. So, but my parents have always been really good to me, so.
And your oldest son now, you've kind of got him involved out here, so you get to see him a little more, I believe. I watched him call a few games this year. He probably called more than I saw, but he seemed to enjoy it. So you're kind of easing him in, and you get to see him a little more out here, don't you?
Yes, sir. Well, anybody that knows my oldest son, for sure knows that he enjoys baseball and any sport. But he really has been around. I mean, I could show you a picture of him being right at a year old with a tee walking around the game on facility down there, wanting somebody to put a ball on a tee so he could hit. And so he's been around sports and baseball so much that he pretty much hadn't had any choice. But he's a pretty smart young man when it comes to knowing the game. Again, he's been around it. He's heard it so much. So umpiring, I thought it was going to be really good for him to see a different aspect of the umpiring side of it. And, that way he wouldn't fuss at umpires no more. Or complain about umpires. Yeah, it's
which
good.
we tend to. Has it accomplished that? Have you seen?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. He after the first game, he realized that. He came to me and he told me, he said, you don't see everything. I said, well, that's good. That's what we were trying to get you to understand sometimes. And all kids and parents need to understand that these umpires are human. They make mistakes. It happens. So.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I was watching yesterday some YouTube videos of the worst calls in the major leagues. And it's crazy that these guys have all this experience. And of course, you got an instant replay thing going on now in the majors, but you think, how did he miss that? But he's looking at that play, and if he don't have the right angle, he's being blocked. There's all kind of reasons.
Well, and on TV you get it. And on TV you get to slow it down. It's not slowed down during the game, so it's the pace of the game. Umpires got to make a split decision, and they got to stick with it. And again. People make mistakes. People sometimes they miss it. So
I'm curious your take on this. My mom, and I'm sure your parents have scrapbooks of you and your sister and brother, but I was looking at one of Mom's scrapbooks of me. I grew up playing sports and always at the ball field, and I started umpiring like your son. And I wrote a letter to the editor of the Dublin Courier Herald. This is like 1974, I believe, summer of '74. And it was about, to the parents, about the way they act. And their kids are watching this. And you know this as a father and as a son. Our kids are watching us, you know, and they see what we do. So fast forward 50 years, I guess, 51 years now, 52 years, we still have the same problems, don't we?
Yes, sir. They may just be multiplied or, you know, at a different magnitude now because of social media and the coverage that you get, and everybody can do Facebook Live or do something live now, so it might, you know, it might be amplified a little bit more than what it was back then, but you still have the same problems. Mm-hmm. You know, just I think you talk about your mother. My parents kept every Courier Herald, every letter, I mean, I've got 2 huge things at the house and my dad's always like, oh, when something happens to me, I'm gonna give your sons all this stuff I've got. They've got a closet. My dad he keeps up with everything. I mean, everything. He doesn't want to throw anything away. And all these baseball pictures and
trophies.
Oh, man. He gave my middle child, I can't remember what year he was MVP of the football team, and he gave Aiden, my middle child, that trophy, and my son's got that in his room right now. It's funny. They got a lot of stuff to go through that we'll have a big laugh one day thinking of the stuff that my dad has held on to and kept up with.
But don't that mean a lot to you, knowing that he cared that much?
Man, him and his coins and stuff like that, and just I think of the times that me and a friend of mine messed with him on putting a button. He was going through this period where he was buying these coins, and me and a friend of mine, Russell Branyon, took the coin out of the UPS package and put a button in there and was giving him a hard time about it, and he was so fired up. My dad doesn't get upset. He was getting upset. We finally had to tell him, hey man, we switched it, we changed it, it was
messing
funny.
with him.
But the stuff like that, he keeps so much stuff. It's
but
pretty
don't
good.
it show you, though, how much he loves you and your brother and sister to do that?
Yes, sir.
I mean, think about it, Brian. There's so many people. We see it in our homeless ministry, and you see it with kids that come through here. They don't have parents like we had raise us. They're missing in action. You know, they don't know where they're at, and they don't know what it's like to be loved. And we were never in short supply of that, were we?
No, sir. No, sir. You know, my dad worked for my grandparents for R.T. Gilder, for Gilder Timber for many years, and then went to work with D. Cullen, my uncle. I say uncle. He's my cousin, but I treat him like an uncle. He means a lot to me. You know, so, you know, worked with D and worked up here at the John Deere store, and, you know, a whole different scenario. He went from doing a lot of dozier work to working in an office or working in a building and becoming a salesman. Not everybody can be a salesman, but my dad did it and did really good with it. Met everybody and their mama at the John Deere store.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty cool.
He taught you a lot, I know, but something that he taught you that lives inside of you today is work ethic.
Take pride in what you do, work ethic. You know, I always remember wanting to make, growing up, I always remember wanting to make my father and my grandfather proud of what I've done. If it was cutting grass, if it was weed eating, washing a vehicle, vacuum, I mean, whatever it was, I always wanted to make them look back and go, good job. And I think sometimes now it makes me think of, instead of rushing through things, you know, I think that quality is kind of something that we don't have too much of today. Everybody's trying to get through. It's a rat race. Everybody's trying to get through so fast instead of slowing down and different pace.
Amen. And I think what makes you good at what you do today, you've done about every job over the last many years at this sports complex as anybody could do over at the water park or on the tracks, on the cutting the grass, maintenance.
Bathroom.
You pretty well did it all, hadn't you? And
Yes,
still
sir.
do it. Still do it probably.
There's days you have to go. I mean, you know, I remember when I applied for the job, I remember Mr. Gerald Smith asked me how would I get people to get on board, and I told him, I said, hey, I would be the one getting in there and helping them. I would be the one showing them what we want done, and that is man, it is crazy to think how far we have come out here from just, you know, a number of years. I mean, I started about 16, 17 years ago out here, about 16 years ago when I first started working out here, and man, time flies.
Does it seem like that? Does it seem like it's been 17 years?
It seems like it's been about 2 years, if 2 years. But I mean, if you enjoy what you get to do, how long you been doing this?
Yeah, 24, 25 years.
And you enjoy this?
Oh, yeah.
This is right up your alley. You enjoy it, and I mean, so how long does it seem like you've been doing this?
Oh, just a few days.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you know, again, I look forward to getting up and coming to work. I look forward to, you know, the great thing about this job is, you know, yeah, you may have to deal with some issues, and the negative people are a little bit louder than the positive, but we are doing a good job. I mean, everybody on staff out here is doing a really good job. There's a lot that we have going on. I mean, I was explaining to somebody this weekend, Saturday I was at the water park sitting there, and I spent about 2 hours at the water park Saturday, and I had two elderly ladies come sit beside me, and I asked them where they were from. They were from Dodge County, and you know, they were school teachers, retired school teachers, and we probably talked for 40 minutes about education, about life, about how everything has changed, and it just made me reflect on how much Southern Pines has changed. And you know, you can reflect back to Mr. Louis being a huge part of that, being one of the founding fathers, if not the founding father, to Mr. Danny Jones being out here, to and you know, now I have the torch on this, and how do we grow? How do we not become complacent and work on trying to grow Southern Pines? You know, there's a fine line in there, becoming an economical engine to becoming a service for our community, to basically being a business. And you know, we have to make money, and then how do you service people in our community? I mean, how do you come up with new ideas? And we work on that every Monday at 9 a.m. with our staff meetings, which is pretty neat, because the collective group of people that we have on staff are really sharp, really good people.
Absolutely. Amen to that. We're going to take another break. We'll come back and wrap things up.
You love your land, and you have plans for it. During Kubota Orange Days, you'll love the great deals on our versatile, reliable lineup, helping you turn dream projects into reality. Visit your Kubota dealer today for the best deals of the year. Now through June 30th, get select compact tractors with 0% financing available or save up to $5,500. Sale ends soon. Stop by your local dealer or go to KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Coming soon, Mid-State Tractor and Equipment will have a new home. soon to be relocating at 492 Fire Tower Road in Dublin for a complete line of commercial equipment. Midstate Tractor and Equipment.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to wrap things up. You know, you was mentioned economic a while ago, but people still don't realize the economic engine. Our homeless minister, we pay a lot of motel bills, and I was at a motel here a few weeks back, and I always ask, how's business? She said, oh my goodness, we had a baseball tournament in town last week. We were swamped. Every room was booked, and I ask that everywhere I go, and I always get the same thing. Oh, we had a ball tournament. We got a ball tournament this weekend. And the merchants get excited, and that helps us all because people like me and you pay property taxes. And people don't realize, take away Southern Pines. Just take it away. And think about, we wouldn't have the lowest ad valorem tax they are in Middle Georgia. I mean, all the counties touching us are 3 times the tax rate. And this is a major contributor to that. So the economic engine is, and we know, over $100 million. I mean, and yes, we know that ain't some number you or me or the Visit Dublin come up with. That's straight from the state of Georgia tourism. It is a economic engine, so you have that weight on your shoulders. That's why you can't be complacent. You got to continue to grow. We grew up in the country, and we always had a saying, when you're green, you grow. When you're ripe, you rot. And there's a lot of truth to that.
Yes, sir. I mean, you know, for us, you know, we want everybody to have a great experience when they come to Southern Pines. The reality of that is, some people are not going to have a great experience. Some people are going to be upset about things, but for us, we're trying to bring people to Lawrence County, spend money in Lawrence County. Again, you hit the nail on the head as far as, like, if you're a property tax, if you own property and you're paying property tax, that is being held, you know, that's been able to be lowered because of what some of the stuff we're doing here. Getting people to understand that is very difficult. But, you know, the problem is things are not getting cheaper. Cost of things are not going down. Taxes are going to go up. It's the nature of it. And, you know, as us, you know, we try to find ways of helping and doing things. But we have a lot of good programs that we provide through the rec department, you know, a lot of really good things. We talked about the summer program a while ago. It is in full swing. 125 kids. Miss Melanie is doing a phenomenal job with that. You know, that's a beast. And then you got the water park going on right now, which is all summer. You know, we go from about 14 employees to 120 something in a matter of a few days, just because of water park and things like that. So you grow really quick, and but what comes with that is, you know, some responsibilities for us, and we're excited about the summer. We're excited about all the stuff that the summer brings to us, and we bring in tournaments. Like last weekend we had I think 40-something teams. The weekend before that we had 75. I think this weekend we got 3 pods going, which will be 60-something teams, and it'll be 2 days. So, you know, that's a lot of people coming to Lawrence County.
Yeah, and then breaking it down to the ridiculous, 75 teams, just say you got 10 players on each team. That's 750 people. Then you got at least mom and mostly dad. And if you like my grandkids, here comes Papa along the way. I'm coming, just like their grandparents are coming.
Yes, sir.
Maybe an aunt or an uncle. So you're more than doubling that number to 1,500. And I'm just being on the low side here. And they're eating and drinking and staying in motels. And I've even heard stories out here from people that they were in town, rode by the Nissan store, the Ford store. One of them told me that it was a Chevrolet store, but end up seeing a red truck out there. They want it, traded it. So they're buying everything.
Oh yeah, you know, there is a formula that we use sometimes for when we do our impact study for us, for the rec department. And, you know, it's you take the teams times 2.5. And so then you take 2.5 times, and the 2.5, so you would take, just say if it was 60 teams, you do 60, 2.5 times 125, and that's $125, and that's your impact.
Wow.
So, you know, I can't right now do the math in my head for some
That's
reason.
a big number. That's
It
why.
is. It's going to be around $200,000.
Yeah.
That's one day. And you have that for 2 days, you know, that's almost $500,000 being spent in Lawrence County.
And they're going away. Most of them have a good experience, and they're telling other people. Then them people want to come. And you know, we were talking off camera, won't get all into it, but when we're both off, and people like us, the Jack Walkers of the world, Bob Walkers of the world, when we go to Atlanta or wherever, we're telling other people about, hey, come to Dublin. We want people to come here. We know it relieves us of our tax benefit. So, but you got a Legacy shirt on. Obviously, most people know it's Legacy Sports, but playing off the shirt, what legacy do you want to leave your kids?
I want to instill in my kids that through hard work, you know, there's nothing that you can't achieve. So, I mean, look at my life. I mean, I'm 51 years old, and you know, I've played in Major League Baseball. I've went to college, and baseball has opened up so many things for me. And you know, I'm part of, what is it, less than 1% that made it to Major League Baseball. But you know, that wasn't solely off of talent. That had a lot to do with hard work. So, like, I try to instill in my kids, take pride in what you do, and you know, work hard, outwork people, because you know, baseball's a really good game. I enjoy baseball. You know, I had a kid one time ask me how good I was in baseball, and I jokingly laughed and said, well, not good enough because I'm in here giving you lessons. But you know, at the end of the day, and I'm not saying every kid should be striving to get to Major League Baseball or play baseball, but what does sports teach you? Every sport. What does every sport teach you? You know, I can just think about baseball. What baseball has taught me: accountability, how to be, you know, how to be a good teammate, how to be, you know, a team player. All these qualities that in life, I mean, just think of the accountability that it makes you. You know, baseball is a team sport with an individual concept. You as a shortstop, you got to play your position. You got to do your job, you know. But without your other teammates, you can't make every out by yourself. So, I mean, I really like what sports teaches kids. And, you know, again, everybody thinks that, you know, especially like for me, is from a coaching standpoint, well, you're pushing them. You're trying to make them be, you know, college or professional athletes. No, I'm just trying to push them to be a better person.
Yeah.
Baseball's not going to be your life forever, and it hasn't been mine. I mean, I've gone from high school to college to, you know, to pro ball, to where now I'm a recreation director. Now, has it opened up doors for me? Yes, it has opened up doors for me. But if you don't grab the bull by the horns and you don't get after it, you know, if you're just sitting waiting on something, it's hard to get ahead in life.
And what I hear you saying, more important than anything, playing for the Brewers, playing in college, whatever, more than any of that is what it's taught you about the game of life. And that is the most important.
Yes, sir. I kid with kids all the time, you better have plan B ready. You know, baseball doesn't work out, you better have plan B. And then I think about that because I had to on a fly come up with plan B. You know, plan B was gonna go build a spec home and be a construction guy. That didn't work. Plan C, hey, better get back into baseball because plan B ain't working. You know, so you know, what turned into talking to Mr. Danny Jones about, hey, I need a job so I can help pay for health insurance for myself, and you know, turned into, hey, a full-time job with the rec department, which turned into being the recreation director. And it solely had to do because of my work ethic, because I worked my butt off.
Yeah.
And, you know, nobody can take that away, I don't think. So that's one thing I really haven't probably said a whole lot of, but take pride in what you do. I remember the first day I came out here, you know, that was one thing that I tried to instill in the guys when I first got the job being a full-time employee over here. Man, let's paint this line just as straight, and it's something so minute to them, but to me it meant everything. Painting that straight line.
Yep. But you came full circle. We said a while ago, your dad taught you work ethic, and you cutting grass or doing whatever you did growing up for your uncle, for your dad, you're doing the same thing now. You may not be cutting the grass, but that line, that meeting, that experience that our children have out here, it all comes full circle. And you know, the book of James says, life's a vapor and then we vanish. Some translations say it's nothing but a mist. And see, that mist in our lives, you're 51 now, and you probably like me, you can think, my gosh, I remember starting at the first grade. And I remember this, I remember this, I remember this. And here you are 51, and I'm a heck of a lot older than you. But still, it comes down to what our parents taught us, and that work ethic you still display every day. And you don't ask anybody to do something out here that you wouldn't do. And I see it. Last question, next to the last question. What is, with all that said and everything we've talked about, and we've had many conversations, what is the most fun about what you do?
The most fun, being able to come to work with a group of people that, one, are just, I mean, the work atmosphere we have here, from Kanda to Kay to Casey to Eli to TK to Miss Charlene to Miss Sheila to Miss Melanie, I mean, to Bonnie, to everybody that is part of this. I mean, they just make it so easy. That is, you never know what recreation is going to throw you. It's not Groundhog Day. It's not monotonous. It's not the same thing over and over. There's always something different. So it keeps you on your toes, and it keeps you ready to see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's really neat. It's again, you might go from, hey, dealing with a bathroom issue to a lady not happy about something at the water park, or a man not happy about something on the field, to, you know, something as easy as fishing at the pond. There's always something, and it just keeps you on your toes.
Yeah. Last question. One thing you always knock out of the park, you and your staff, and the pun is intended here, is the fireworks show every year. People that they're not involved in baseball, their kids never been out here, they may be from Baldwin County, whatever, because the word's out about what y'all do here for July 4th, but you literally knock that event out of the park. So it's coming up pretty soon. Tell us the details, the date, the time, that kind of thing.
Well, I think it's July 3rd. I think we're having it on a Friday.
Okay.
And the reason being was the company that we use, they could not do it for us on that Saturday from a scheduling conflict. So we're gonna go with the Friday, but don't hold me to that. I really think it's July 3rd.
We're putting it on the screen right now, so even though we may be off a little bit, you're looking at it on the screen there, so you know that's right you're looking at. But it's always a big event. And do you have any idea, because people are parked.
There's about 3,000 people out here.
Yeah, well, but
3,000 or
all down
4,000.
441
Yes.
and people in the motel parking lots and the restaurant parking lots. So it's probably hard to put a number. Now, you may have, what, 3,000 people in the park here? Is that what
Yes.
you think?
I think usually there's about 3,000 people out here. And like you said, there's people parked all over everywhere. You know, so it's pretty crazy. It's, you know, we've scaled back as far as, like, we used to have the wing eating contest and stuff like that, and just due to staff and stuff, we've scaled back some of that, because it truly is, you know, for us, we want people to be able to come out and enjoy their family and then watch fireworks and be able to enjoy the fireworks show.
Yeah,
Those guys really do a good job.
they do. It's incredible. And then some people watch from home.
Yes,
So there's thousands, probably several thousand people. If we knew the number, it's hard to do, but a lot of people, they tell me they sit in their backyard, front yard, and watch it from home. So because the kind of fireworks show it is. Now I can't see them from my house. I live out between East Dublin and Soperton, but I hear the booms when they go off.
You probably hear it.
Yeah, you hear it really good.
Yes, sir.
But it's important for y'all to do that fireworks show, because there again, you're a community partner and you want to do good things for the community.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, you know, the city and county, you know, they help us with the fireworks. So, again, we're very grateful for, you know, what the city and the county does for us. And, again, I mean, Dublin-Lawrence County Recreation Authority, where we've, you know, over the 20-something years that we've been out here and been formed as an authority, we continue to grow.
Yep. And gonna keep growing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I always love talking to you. Thank you, my
Always
friend.
appreciate you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And thank you for joining us today.